Hi everybody, I think it's Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. I'm so excited to go live in here with the Beachbody Champions group. I am not gonna lie, it is a little intimidating going live in a group of, I think, over 60,000 coaches. Isn't that incredible? I think that's amazing that you're all here. I'm going to give a minute for everyone to kind of log on. I think there's a little bit of a time lag with Facebook Live. So thank you for all of you who joined me today. And I would like to know that you're here by dropping a little emoji or a little hello or where you're coming live from. And we'll get this party started. I don't see anyone coming on yet with me, so we will. Is anybody there? Okay, so let's make sure it is snowing like crazy in my place right here. Oh, I see some numbers. So this is what's going on in my situation. I am coming at you from Oregon, Central Oregon, actually, Bend, and where it is, we're in the middle of like a blizzard. So I think our connection's okay. We don't have Wi-Fi, but the cell seems to be fine. And I see someone. Ann, hi Ann, how are you? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie Sheppard. I've been coaching probably a little over 3 years, and I started August of 2013. I have been full-time coaching since June of 2014. I was a school counselor for 12 years. I worked with kids in therapy. I worked in wilderness therapy, taught rock climbing, and was a raft guide for kids, all sorts of fun outdoorsy stuff. And really loved being a school counselor. I also worked waiting tables nights and weekends because public education doesn't pay so hot. So if there's any teachers out there or counselors, let me know. And I just saw an opportunity to build an income through fitness. I liked the idea of doing it through social media and Facebook, so I didn't have to add more hours. But I was always been someone that's worked 2 or 3 jobs. And even still with all of that, I've always been a hard worker, but even still with all of that, I sometimes struggled to pay the bills and make ends meet. I also wanted to have just a general lifestyle where I could enjoy those summers and Christmas holidays as an educator. But I relied heavily on that waitressing income just to make ends meet. And so when this opportunity popped into my newsfeed on Facebook, I'd never heard of Beachbody. Of course, I'd heard of P90X and had tried a bootlegged copy with my best friend and her hubby in their garage one summer, but I didn't know anything really about it. And so, hey Dave, and so I had gotten my yoga certification years prior, my spin cert, but I honestly made more money waiting tables than I did even as a school counselor when I broke down my salary hourly. So it was a hard job to leave. So I saw this as an opportunity to maybe have my cake and eat it too, not my cake, but my fitness cake, and really start building something to help people. And kind of I have that helping heart that really kept me going, and I loved being a school counselor. I loved impacting kids' lives. But there's only so many hours of the day, and when you're working more than you're sleeping, or just most of your awake hours are spent doing some sort of a job, and you're still not seeing things change, at some point something's got to give, or else you're stuck in that definition of insanity. So I jumped right in, and my first few months were absolutely just dismal. I didn't know what I was doing. It was kind of before Coach Basics days. My coach is amazing and has done great things in this company too, but she was relatively new too, so we just figured it out, And so when I look back at my first few months, that was really what I was doing, was a lot of trial and error, throwing stuff at the wall to see what would stick, and finding my voice in this business, and then sharing the successes and the stuff I have figured out over time, and paying that forward. So where I stand now in the business 3 years later, I think we just locked in our 3rd year as an elite team. We've been in the top 30, 40 of the company this year, the top 100 for the last few years, 2 years beyond this one. I personally am a 7-star diamond coach, 3-star in my 2nd CBC, and diamond in my 3rd, and have really loved just the connections and the friendships that I've made through this business, whether it's our team. We have this amazing team, Team Wild Rain, and this great team culture, a shared ownership vibe, and then I've attracted a lot of new awesome people into my life through this business that I would have never met were it not for this coaching opportunity. So I wanted to talk to you guys today. One of the most common questions that I hear is like, how do you attract business builders? And I remember in the beginning, I had a similar question. I was always trying to figure out, why did a lot of my coaches wanted to just be discount, or they said they wanted to do something with the business, but they wouldn't pull the trigger and take action. So I wanted to kind of speak to that today, because I know we've had so much great insight and training from other leaders in the last couple weeks about leveraging the new year and building momentum into 2017, leveraging the health bet, things like that. So I wanted to kind of go a different direction here. But for those that are on, I would love to know what, if that's an area you struggle. Do you struggle? Are you trying to figure out how to attract business builders? Are you finding that you're frustrated with your business, or you're having a hard time finding the joy? Like, where are you at with how you're feeling about your team and your goals and where you're headed with this? So go ahead and take a second and comment below if you can. And I'll give people, hi Porsche. That's a pretty name. So go ahead and use the comments there. Unless you're driving. If you're driving, don't comment. And so while you're sharing below, here's going to be a little bit of and I'm actually going to start with a call to action today. So if you are joining, hi Nikki, if you're joining this, I'm going to really ask you, how much time are you spending, like in this team page or maybe in your team page, soaking up training videos? Are you one of those folks that are constantly absorbing information like a sponge, right? Like a reservoir of information. This business, you can be a reservoir or you can be a river, like carving out the Grand Canyon. So for those of you who are feeling stressed, frustrated, a little bit of loss of joy, or just kind of stuck, I want you to self-reflect real quick while you're sharing below. Are you a reservoir or a river? If you are just soaking up information, but you haven't hit Success Club this month or the months prior, you're not adding new coaches, you haven't gone Emerald or Emerald again, you aren't even sitting down to do a complete power hour, then I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to look at where that time you're spending is going. So I just left an event where Tony Robbins spoke in Vegas a couple weekends ago, and there's this one quote that's burned into my brain, is that success or lack of success in our lives isn't a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. So I'm going to say that again. It's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. Okay? And so I'm going to challenge you to take the information you already know and then start wringing it out. If you're in sponge mode and have been for a while, wring it out and start implementing and taking action here. And I'm going to give you some actionable steps with the objective of finding the joy, of creating a great team culture, of attracting business builders. But I do see a lot of, I love to soak up the information in this group too. Don't get me wrong. It's all so valuable. But I catch myself sometimes just listening and watching and absorbing, and then my time is gone. And instead I could have been inviting and implementing and jumping out of the plane and building my wings on the way down. So let me look at some of these comments here. Okay, so I see a mix. So time, yes. And those are all things that can be overcome. Okay, I'm just reading through some of these comments. And good. And there's always, there's always going to be things that we can find joy from, and that's going to be kind of one of my first tips. Another Tony Robbins quote is decision shapes destiny. So I wanted to start with that because I really want you to decide that you're going to take action, that you are going to learn by doing and not learn by watching or reading or listening. And so with that, I'm going to keep this relatively brief. I know I can be pretty lengthy sometimes since I've set myself a little timer. But I want you to really embrace the essence and the beauty of taking action and failing forward. And with that, I want you to expect and embrace and run towards failure, run towards challenges. Like I said, my first few months, I would say my first 3 especially, I didn't hit Success Club till my 3rd month, at the very last day of the month. But my first 6, I was just kind of flailing around. I didn't really know what I was doing. And that's okay. There are no fatal errors in Beachbody land. There just aren't. Just like there are no huge fatal mistakes, so there's no big emergencies. Your inbox will still be your inbox when you get to it. So I want you to know that failure is inevitable, and there's no way you can avoid it if you are going to be succeeding. The only way to succeed is to blast through those challenges and obstacles and fail forward, because in each failure and each struggle, you are going to learn the lesson that you're meant to learn to be stronger and do better and to be able to lead others. And you're here for a reason. You chose this business. Something about it excited you. Something about it lit your soul up. Something about this drew you in. Okay, God planted that seed of inspiration and put that thought in those dreams into your soul for a reason. And he or she doesn't do that if it's not meant. If this isn't your destiny. If this isn't what you're meant to do. And so I want you to own that and embrace it, but it does take you going one step at a time out of that comfort zone and taking action. So all of that being said, yeah, Jen, oh good, you're here. So all that being said, let's start with joy. And I did see some mixes there. Some people frustrated and feeling down. Some people feeling really excited. And so take some time to self-reflect. First, what about what you were seeing or hearing about coaching, about this business, excited you from the beginning? While you were still a voyeur, while you were still watching, what about it caught your attention and drew you in? Because that's something that I want to make sure you are keeping holding tight to what you do every day. And what about your business does excite you? What about your business does bring you joy? Because there's always going to be stuff that isn't as fun. There's always going to be pain points. There's always going to be something to grow into outside of your comfort zone. That's just inevitable. And you can dwell there, or you can spend time in the happy place too. I like to straddle both sides, because I think we learn and we grow by being outside of our comfort zone. But also, if we're always outside of our comfort zone, we get a little imbalanced too. So you have to be able to nurture and give yourself some fun there. And if you aren't feeling joy and sharing sharing excitement about your business, about coaching, about your team, about your challenge groups, about your program, your results, about all the list is long. But if you aren't sharing excitement, whether it's in one-on-one conversation, whether it's in private messages, whether it's with the smile that you're walking around on your face with, or if it's in your social media posts, then why would anyone else be excited to join you? They won't. If you aren't excited and you aren't living in a place of joy, then your energy is just going to be low. It's going to be stuck in that frustrated point, and people aren't going to be excited to join you. Now, that doesn't mean you have to not be realistic and not own your feelings, but you got to work through them. And so I want you to start with making a list of all the things in your business you do like. Okay, make a list of 15 things, 20 things. And I think that you will see that there's so much you do enjoy, that you do appreciate. How has it challenged you? How are you growing? How has it enriched your life? Is it with friendships? Is it with accountability? Is it with health? Is it with hope? Is it with growth, personal development? Is it with being able to be a role model for your kids? So what's the first thing that pops into your head? What do you love about your business? Share below. Yes, Thank you for sharing, Ann and Jen. But I want you to go, so take that. That's your first thing that pops in your mind. But everyone needs to create a list. And that's going to be one of my big assignments for you today, is to create a list of things that you love about Beachbody, about your team, about your culture, about your dreams, your goals, where you're going to take this. Okay? And so live there, exist there, lead from there, and focus on, because what you focus on and what you spend time thinking about and sharing and talking about, okay, you're going to attract more of it. And you're going to see that there becomes this level of abundance in where you're spending that time. So what you think about expands. So if you're thinking about, I haven't made any money yet, or people don't want to buy a challenge pack, or people say Shakeology is too expensive, that's going to be your reality until you move beyond that and focus on the stuff that is working. Oh, I love these lists. Rachel, making new friends, staying in shape. Portia, literally helping people. Christine, amazing friendships that I've created. And role modeling, total health. See, there's so many things, right? So you can use one another's comments and what you share to add to your list too. But I want you to literally type out a list of things that you love. What I teach my team is to breadcrumb those daily on their social media. Take that list, and we won't go really strongly into social media today, but you can literally take that list of 20 things, and for 20 days, you've got one post a day that you can craft a content of. My business, and there you're sharing this with excitement, and you're painting this comprehensive picture that coaching isn't just one thing, because people are going to assume or interpret that our job is one-dimensional based off of what we share or what they see other coaches share. Now, I can't control what other coaches share, but I can control the picture I paint, right? You can control the picture that you paint. And so I want you to do that comprehensively and repeatedly so that you are attracting people that are going to be inspired and intrigued by the same things that you love. And that's how you start attracting your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So where you let your energy level exist, if it's up here, you're going to attract people that resonate with high energy and positivity. If you let it stay stuck or you just don't share at all, you're either not going to attract people or you're going to attract other unhappy, negative people. And then that doesn't really breed positivity. You have to really be intentional with the people you choose to surround yourself with. So on the flip side, hold on, I see a couple more comments. Yeah, so keep sharing what you love about this business. Let's put them all in there. Maybe it'll help people that aren't quite sure yet come up with a comprehensive list. So I'm going to keep talking while you guys keep sharing the different things you love about your business. So on the flip side though, where is the loss of joy if you are feeling frustrated or stuck, upset, scared, fearful? Where is that coming from? Okay, and I can't diagnose this for all of you, but I did jot down a couple ideas for common ones that I see, or for myself especially, like when I see I have a loss of joy, where it's coming from. And like I said a minute ago, you have to control the controllable. And there's only one thing you can control in life, and that's yourself. You can control your emotions and your choices and your decisions and what you think about. It might feel hard, and it might be actually something you need to train yourself to do, but you can control you and only you. So just like if you saw someone bleeding out on the side of the road, you wouldn't try to get out, because they fell off their bike, you wouldn't try and get them back on their bike while they're still bleeding. You would patch up the wound and then help them get back up on their bike. So you got to stop the bleeding. So if you're feeling a loss of joy and it's just hemorrhaging somewhere, you have to kind of try and bandage that up so that you can focus on abundance and on gratitude. So some examples, right? If you're frustrated because of lack of results in your own physical journey, then maybe you need to switch up your meal plan, control what you eat, push play, pick a new program, double up, try something new, okay? If you're struggling with frustration over a lack of a skill, you guys, and my team already knows this, but I couldn't make a collage on my phone when I first started. I was so social media and techie inept. It took me 2 years to go onto a video. So very few coaches I've seen have come into this business with this really great skill set and toolkit of knowledge in terms of being super techie, and it's always changing and evolving, so we're always growing in that regard. So, but if you're struggling in an area where you're feeling a lack of confidence in a skill, YouTube it. YouTube is a search engine. Go search for things. I just type in, like streak. For a while ago, I was trying to learn Streak, which is a tracking system that Google gives us. It's a great little extension there, and I just taught myself, with my assistant's help, how to use Streak by YouTube searching it. I Googled how to create a cover photo on Facebook, and how to make a transparent background on an image, how to make a collage. Those were all things, we YouTube search like how to cook a spaghetti squash. You can YouTube search, Google search, FAQ search, skills, and give yourself some joy there, because anytime you find success and you figure something out. I was trying to learn how to arm knit the other day. I just spent way too much time watching YouTube videos teaching myself, but then I figured it out. I got 2 rows done. It felt really good. If you're struggling with mindset, well, there's a lot of things you can do to stop the bleeding there. Focus on gratitude lists, okay, which I'll talk about a little bit more. Go soak up some PD, read a book, listen to an Audible or audio tape, go onto podcasts, YouTube, Les Brown or Darren Hardy. Sign up for Darren Hardy's Darren Dailies. Like, there's so many ways you just have to choose and be intentional with filling your head and protecting that space between your ears so that you are fighting. You have to choose to have a positive mindset. And I know it's super hard. It's like a muscle you have to train. You wouldn't be able to like deadlift 100 pounds or whatever. That's probably the wrong expression, but you have to build up to that, and you have to train yourself. When I've run 4 half marathons, and there were a couple times when I thought I could run it without training very much, and there were a couple times that I did train, and I can tell you which 2 times were a lot more enjoyable, and which 2 times I didn't end up like hurt and injured afterwards. So train that. Give yourself the grace and the patience to grow into that skill, but choose to fight for it every day. If you're struggling, if your loss of joy comes from comparison, well, I can tell you that means you're spending too much time probably in your news feed. So get the Chrome extension to block your news feed. It's like called the newsfeed eradicator or something. It's Google Chrome. You can actually block it. When I'm on my computer, I don't get to see a news feed because it distracts me from being productive with my time. So it's also, if you're struggling with time, where are you spending that time? Are you being solution focused on the lack of time? Are you staying out of your news feed? Are you working from a list? Are you checking, working from a tracker, like your Power of Threes tracker? Oh, I love you too, Nikki. And so those are some tools for comparison and time. If you're struggling with negativity, gratitude lists again. Spending time focusing on what you do have, what you are thankful for, that list of things you do love about your business. But also it's about the people you spend time with, the ones that you surround yourself with. Choose and intentionally surround yourself with people that are going to elevate your energy, that are going to lift you up with positivity, that are going to motivate you, inspire you, and support you in your goals and dreams. Sometimes that means we're cutting some of our family out from being really close or getting to know what's going on inside. And for a while that might need to happen if you really want this. But I think it's really hard to really believe in yourself and in this opportunity that you have to change your life and other people's lives if you're not really choosing joy and fighting for that, and also figuring out where to where you're bleeding out. And so with that, okay, these are some of the things that have helped me stay grounded in joy, in a place of joy. And a gratitude list can be a lot of different things. It can literally just be in a journal, you write down 5 things you're grateful for every night. And I'm going to challenge you, if you do that, to go beyond God, family, kids, health, because those are just going to be your gimmies. Like, I just had that written on my notebook for a long time as my gimmies. And I just chose to find other things to be grateful for, because there's always going to be something. And sometimes I just mentally go through that list. One of my coaches just gave me I wanted to have it here to show you, but they just gave me a really cute gratitude book where every day I just fill in one word, and at the end I've got this journal of a whole year's worth of gratitude. Again, like PD really helped me for a long time. I mean, I've always done different types of PD, and I would encourage you to make sure you're doing personal development and professional development, because I do believe they're a little different. The personal is going to be that spiritual or that emotional healing, or if you've got kind of baggage that you need to work through, give yourself the grace and the space to work through that. But then you also need to be developing that business acumen too, that business muscle, that leadership muscle. And for all of these things, if you have coaches or prospects that are throwing these out as objections, then you have to be able to work through it too, so you can lead by example and you can share feel, felt, found. I know how you feel because I used to feel that way too, but what I found was by turning off my news feed, it really kept me in a positive place where I stopped comparing myself to others and just focused on what I do love and what I can do. Okay, so this is how we lead others as well. For me, things that keep me in a joyful place, I really like, and maybe it's because I learned how to do it and I couldn't do it for a long time, I really like making graphics and posts. So sometimes I'll spend some time working on a graphic. For me, I'm kind of a nerd. I like to learn. So I do enjoy getting out of my comfort zone and learning something new. Like I said, I don't live there all the time, but if it's something new, like arm knitting, just because it was something I was frustrated, I couldn't figure it out. So I taught myself how to do it, or go take a class. I did a time management class early on in my business, a Franklin Covey time management that Beachbody had put on in Seattle. Drove up with a friend, with a coach friend, and it helped me tackle time management and decide that wasn't going to be an excuse I used anymore. So get out of your comfort zone from where you're paralyzed with excuses and decide to master it and become an expert in that area. Some other things that bring me joy is recognizing my team. If I'm feeling down or low, the best thing that I love to build other people up and fill up their buckets. And it's selfish because then it fills my bucket up too, right? So that's another thing. I will write love notes to my team. If you live near Trader Joe's, I did remember to keep these. They sell these great cards for $1 each. So, and a lot of them are these like generic blank cards that have just a cute little cover. And I actually just I love getting snail mail, and maybe that's just me. But I'll just write little love notes to my challengers, my clients, my coaches, and spread the love. And that also helps bring me joy. And then unplug. Unplug brings me joy too, honestly. It's okay to do that. I also, again, my business stuff done first, but I do like to unplug. I love going outside. I love going to yoga. I love taking naps and spending time with my family and my fiance and my dogs and my cat. And I think that we need to unplug. Our team needs us to see that we unplug. Your following needs to see that you unplug too. So find ways to bring joy for yourself. You're going to know what brings you the most joy in this business and spend time with it. The biggest thing that brings me joy though, Kendra, thank you, is that I love the connection. I love the friendships. And as much as I am so thankful that this business travels the world with me, that I can be my introverted self and hermit up, I also know that my soul needs connection. And going live in the flesh and making friends, that's honestly the first post that caught my attention with my coach, Steph. She was having a girls' margarita networking dinner and taking pictures, and they were dressed all cute, and they were at a place in Portland that I loved. And that caught my attention, and I was like, oh, I want that. I want girlfriends like that, and I want that community and that tribe. And so like I said at the beginning, I want you to think about what attracted you to this business and make sure you're creating that space for yourself too, because it's going to attract more people like you. And so one of the things that have brought me the most joy is getting live in the flesh with other coaches. So that being said, before I move on from the joy, because they kind of bridge together, I want to see if anyone had questions about joy or the things being excited or just kind of getting unstuck from a place of getting unstuck from those joy suckers in your life. Any questions there? Any thoughts there? Okay. So, and maybe it's just the counselor in me, but Abraham Maslow has a hierarchy of basic needs. And this is really something that stuck out to me early on, and I talk about it a lot with my team. So they've heard it before. But our basic needs is a hierarchy. It's a little pyramid that he created of our basic needs. Our first foundational level is that we all have a physiological need for food, water, security, sleep, just our basic, our basic needs met. The next level is safety, is the level of safety, security. So like financial security, our health, making sure our house is structurally sound, knowing that we can provide for and provide for someone else. And then the next level is, and these first three are the ones that we have to make sure are taken care of before we can kind of evolve into a place of growth and what he calls self-actualization. But the next one is a place of belonging. We all have this basic need, this human need of belonging, friendship, love, intimacy, connection. And actually Tony Robbins, who I've already referenced a couple times, he says we have 6 human basic needs too: certainty and uncertainty, significance, connection and love. Okay, and then the last 2 are growth and contribution. I believe for both of these, whichever one you want to prescribe to, our business gives us an opportunity to give that to ourselves and to the people that are joining us. It gives us certainty. We know that it's not going anywhere. We know that it's really simple. Those vital behaviors are very simple. We know that it gives us uncertainty because no day is the same as the day before, right? Significance, how more significant is it that we are impacting people's lives on such a grand level, on such a life-changing level, and then connection. And I'll talk at the very, very end about growth and contribution a little bit. But we have this amazing opportunity to give people a place to belong. So think through for a minute for yourself. What are all the groups that you belong to at some point in your life? We all had high school, middle school. Probably with that was, maybe leadership, like a student body council, leadership council, athletic sports, youth groups, church, jobs that we've had. Maybe in college you were a college athlete, or you were part of a sorority or clubs, charitable organizations, blah, 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 right? We've throughout our lives, most of us have been part of groups of people. As we've gotten older, that number of groups often lessens. Not for always. A lot of times moms then will have like mom groups or dad groups, but what my truth was is that I had friends, had some great friends, but really my life was work and home. Work and then my other work. And a lot of my friends were having babies and getting married, and that wasn't the chapter of my life I was in at the time. So I felt this loss. I felt a loss of community. I didn't feel like I had this, I liked the people I worked with, but you don't pick those people. You're just kind of put into a place with those people. So not all of them were my tribe either. And so with coaching, we have this opportunity to provide a community for people to belong, and a place for them to feel significant, because what we do is so big and so important, and we are changing lives. You're changing your own life and inspiring and empowering others to do the same. And so we can hold tight to that place and create a space to go live. Beachbody does a great job giving us opportunities throughout the year to connect live with one another. Who's been to Super Saturday? Right? Who signed up for January Super Saturday or knows for sure you're going to one, you just don't know where yet? Okay, Super Saturday is a quarterly event that happens all over the country, that the leadership councils in each region or the leaders in each region plan a local meeting. You learn training, you usually do a live workout, sometimes you'll try Shakeology, you hear amazing, inspiring success stories, and you feed off of the energy of one another. We've got Summit. Raise your hand if you are registered for Coach Summit in New Orleans, right? That is happening in July of this year. Tickets are still on sale. And you have the opportunity as a 2-star to 5-star diamond to go to the New Leaders Conference and earn that. We have our 5-star and above conference once a year at Leadership. This next year it will be in Las Vegas. There's still lots of time to qualify for that. And then we have our Success Club trip too. So those are the ones I think I'm probably missing. They also come and travel around the country to do trainings and stuff like that. But those are Beachbody offered opportunities to connect live in the flesh. Now, if you've been to a live event with Beachbody, did you come away feeling inspired, excited, connected? Did you feel the energy kind of like, did you feed off of that at all? Did you like that experience? Yes, you do, Jen. This is your 3rd month of Success Starters. You're doing great. So yes, right? So go ahead and I want to hear if yes. But those are also few and far between. Sometimes too. Sometimes we don't, and I know sometimes it's a struggle. It's challenging for folks to make it to some of those. I would really encourage you. The difference maker is making that a priority, prioritizing your business and showing up at these live events, because they will make or break it. Because what live events also do is it shows your people, your audience, your following, because whether they like your post or not, they're following you. They're watching and soaking it in. They're not judging in a bad way, but they're analyzing it to see if it would fit into their life. And if all they see is you holding onto your phone, and it's just you and your phone, that might, if they're feeling a sense of loss of community, that's not going to inspire them. So you have to show them that we have these amazing live in the flesh people. I've yet to meet a Beachbody coach that I didn't like. And I have a lot of great friends that aren't even in my downline, crossline, upline, because I've really immersed myself in the local community. When I moved to San Diego, like 9 months into coaching, I retired from school counseling, and I made a big decision just to pick up from Portland and move to San Diego, because it was something I'd always said I wanted to do, and I just did it. And it ended up being the best decision of my life. I met my fiance, who's also a Jamie. So Jamie, I met Jamie there, Jamie squared. But it also gave me two of my bridesmaids I met in San Diego. Keyshawn, who was my corporate mentor at the time, pulled together a diamond meeting in San Diego, and I went and I made some other local gals, some other local diamonds, and made some of my best friends. We're very different. We're all on different teams, but we've run trainings together. They've become some of my success partners and just some of my best friends. So there are amazing friendships to be made here too, but you have to show that I'm going to challenge you to own that responsibility for yourself. That is not for your upline to create a space for you. That is not for Beachbody to even be responsible for. They do, because we have these great events you can plug into, but I never waited for that. Okay. My business shifted my first Super Saturday because I saw the lid blew off the box I'd put myself in. And I realized I could do anything with this business just by being me. And I met some great people, and I said, wow, there's so many great coaches. I didn't realize there were so many coaches in Portland. How awesome. And from that point on, we started pulling together the local coaches. So I'm going to wrap up here with a challenge to you to get live and to plan things with coaches around you, whether you have a team yet or not. Start acting like you do. Faith it till you make it. Faith the fact that you're going to have this kick-ass, awesome, vibrant team by plugging into the people you have around you right now. Make friends and open your heart and your mind, and I promise you're going to learn from the people you surround yourself by. So some of the things that I did in Portland and in San Diego, and then we moved to Florida, Jamie and I, and things I've done everywhere I've lived, but I definitely did it a lot more heavily early on, and I even gave myself a little kick in the pants recently of like, hey, I kind of fell off from some of this. But some of the things that you could easily do live, and all it takes is one other coach, and you've created a coach event or a coach night out or a coach gathering. Some easy ones are fit clubs, a group workout. Find a group workout space. One of my team's leaders does them in her basement. She's got this big basement space. You can do it in your house, in your park, in your kid's school gym, in a community center. We did, let's do a fit club where you play the workout. There's a video you can play. There's waivers you can print off from your back office, and you push play and you all just work out together. Afterwards, or a different kind of option would be a shake and share, where you blend up Shakeology, you share your favorite recipes, you talk a little bit about with people, and you give people a chance to try it. The couple other things is you can just have dinner date or coffee date. We did margarita night a couple times in Portland. I do coffee dates all the time with prospects and with coaches and with my team. It can be tea if you don't drink coffee. We would do holiday parties. We're doing a cookie swap next week. We did we call it in Portland, they're called like naked lady clothing parties, but really they're just a clothing swap where you throw your Goodwill pile together and you go over and you have snacks and you just look through people's Goodwill pile and it's like new to you, but not, old to someone else. We go on hikes. We've done fun runs together. I can't read my own handwriting here. I don't know what that says, but we've done volunteering. We've organized a lot of Habitat for Humanity home builds. And again, this isn't just for people on your team. I had you do that where do you live post earlier today so that you can go through that list and find people near you and organize something. They don't have to necessarily be your best friends, but it can get the ball rolling and build some momentum, because momentum is everything. And I know sometimes it's not always possible to go live in the flesh. I'm going to challenge you all. My call to action for you is to plan one thing locally and then do it no matter what. Even if no one says they're going to do it, go and show up anyways. Bring your sister and make her do it with you. But don't, a lot of this is a field of dreams, right? You have to build it and they will come. Maybe not the first time or second time, but if you keep showing through pictures, through your story on social media, you're going to keep growing local following. And you're going to find that your joy level goes up high. You're going to attract more people who see you taking your business seriously, talking about it seriously, showing that there are other people that do this too. It's not just you and your phone. And then continuing to offer opportunities for people to plug in on the levels that they're engaged and interested in. Okay, so for those that can't join locally or go live, I'm really going to challenge you in the next month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Don't put it off. Plan something. We just planned cookie swap today for next Wednesday. It doesn't take a lot of time. But there's also some virtual things we've done to show great team culture and community. And the more you offer community, the more you're going to build a team culture. Okay, the more you share joy and abundance and excitement, the more you're going to build a team culture, because it gives permission for other people to elevate and to share and engage too. Some of the virtual things we've done, we've done every year for the last couple years, a vision board party where we get on a Zoom and we listen to Christmas music, we drink some champagne or cider or coffee or tea and talk about our next year's goals. We do a virtual book club on my team every month, just like a regular book club, but we do a virtual one. We just do our monthly meeting, our Zooms. We do coffee chats sometimes. And then we're even doing like an adoptive family. So put it out to a lot of local teams, or not local teams, but just a lot of teams and leaders have shared it with their team. And we've all come together and we're adopting 3 families for Christmas. And that ties us back into my last point, is that you have to continue to grow. And Tony Robbins says our 6th human need, and actually Maslow's does too, for that self-actualization. Is a place to contribute. I think you're all here because you want to help people and make the world a better place. You can't skip the foundation though. You can't skip hitting Success Club and getting doing your power hour and sending out your invites and posting before you can go into that self-actualization point and that growth point, because you have to be able to fail your way and fight your way through that foundation before you can really be able to lead and share growth, the growth that you've learned through those lessons. Okay, you're always going to have failure, you're going to have challenge, and there's a lesson to be learned that you have to learn in order to lead and empower and share and inspire others. And if you shy away from that always, you're never going to get to that place of growth and leadership. So it's okay to just embrace that. It's imperative to embrace that. And from there, then you can go to that point where you're contributing, and then you help other people work through their biggest struggles and obstacles and evolve to a higher level of being for themselves too. And there's no better feeling. So there's so many other, I know there's a lot of things that you could do to attract business building coaches, but I think it really comes down to those 2 things. If you're not excited, why would anybody else be excited for you? Just like if you're not excited about your business and take it seriously, no one's going to take it seriously for you. And you have to show regularly, consistently, not just for a week and then forget about it for a couple months. It has to be long-term vision here. Where are you going to take your business in 3 years? Where are you going to be in your life because of your business in 3 years? Okay, my business, I'm at that point now where I'm deciding on what I want to start a foundation. I want to start really changing the world on a bigger level, and this business is my foundation with which to do that. I plan to work with foster kids and continue to take the stuff that was passionate for me for my first 33 years and now mush it all together. But I've created a castle first from which I can like now launch this next chapter. That doesn't mean I'm leaving Beachbody behind in any way. This is my life force. But I've learned so much as a person, and I continue to. There's always another obstacle. There's always another way, opportunity for growth, period. That will never hope, if you stop growing, what's the opposite of growing? Okay, dying. So you'll always be growing, hopefully, unless you start like rotting off the vine, which I don't hope for any of you. So, so commit to those summit, Super Saturday, New Leaders Conference or leadership. Set those big lofty goals, but then plan something. And I want to know below. I'm wrapping up with that. What below are you going to be doing live in the next 2 to 3 weeks? And I know it's Christmas. Okay, I know it's Christmas. It's the holidays. We just did 2 fit clubs this weekend in one in Portland, one in Eugene. I made a little loop. We're going to do one in Bend next week. You're not taking the foot off the gas pedal, right, of your business, of your own health and fitness goals. People are going to be excited to join. It doesn't have to fit in this perfect fitness box. Just get together in the flesh with people and have fun. Make friendships. Be happy and focus on the joy. And just as a circle back to the first point, be a river, not a reservoir, okay? Your decisions shape your destiny. So take action right now and go make things happen. Be a doer and be willing to fail forward, okay? And so Google, in your back office, Portia, there is a bunch of resources on a Fit Club. But basically, if you go to the news and training tab, there's a whole tab on Fit Clubs. There's a waiver. There's a video there. It kind of explains what to do. But in a nutshell, don't overthink it. You just find a space. Again, like you could use your home, your kid's school. Find a space. One space I found for free. Didn't even get a little dizzy there. One space I found for free this weekend. One space we paid for. That's okay. If you go in with other coaches and there's a fee, you can just split it. But you just play the video. Okay, you can do a projector. If they have a DVD player, you can bring your discs, something like that. And then you just work out. You just push play, but you just have other people with you. And that's a Fit Club. It can be as small or as big as you want it to be. And I would say if you're nervous about it, start small and go from there. I used to just have people come over and work out in my living room with me. And that's technically a Fit Club. Perfect. Yeah, and so every community is going to be different. Every school district's going to be different. Most school districts, because they're funded by public tax dollars, have building use for the public options. Some you have to pay, some it's just free if you have an in with the principal or something, or you know a teacher, you can use their workout, their space. Some places require insurance, some don't. I go through Philadelphia Insurance online. I think it's based out of Canada even, but they're super cheap. So again, just don't overthink it. Just kind of make something happen. Yeah, probably not your apartment, but like also those Sienna apartment complexes often have like a community room. That's perfect. It just takes being creative and just trying it out, and then or even just putting it out there, and some people might have other leads on a space too. So, okay, I went a little over my time, but I hope this helped. Share below what you're going to plan, who you're planning it with. Go to that thread of where do you live and find some people that are local-ish to you. Okay, if you don't have a Super Saturday coming up in a drivable distance to you in January, plan one. You only have to be an Emerald Coach to lead a Super Saturday, and just figure it out. Like I said, there are no fatal errors in Beachbody Land. My first Super Saturday, we didn't really know what we were doing. We had been to one, and we knew in our head what we wanted it to look like, but we just figured it out. And people are excitement is contagious, and people are very gracious with errors if you are just humble and friendly and warm. So, okay. Well, I love you guys too. Thank you, Anne. And yeah, don't overthink it. You're welcome to send me a private message, but really, like, there's a great resources online already that will teach you everything you need to know. And you're going to learn every time. You're going to get better and better. So, okay. Have fun. Bye, guys.